Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, July the 3rd, 2024. Wednesday, July the 3rd. Ooh, I'm loving Alexis getting her groove back. But before I go into it, I want to do a little GH trivia, everybody. Trivia. How many of you know what Alexis's birth name was? What was Alexis's birth name? So go ahead and write that in comment corner. And I know you all know what it is, so I'll see a whole bunch of that. But then on to it. Before I get on to Alexis, Maxie. Maxie is in the office, talking with Lucy and Scott, and Lois, decides, hey, she's hanging in there. She's part of the group. And Lucy reminded Lois, you are not a part of this decision-making panel. You're just a spokesmodel. Lois still just sits there like, hey. So they're trying to decide, were they going to cancel, fire Blaze, and Maxie put that smack down yesterday. Nope, it's not going to happen. But they need to do damage control, and they don't know how. So they were. Nina comes walking in, and they all look at her because it's her magazine that did this, and she goes, "Look, I had no knowledge this was being put out there. My new editor-in-chief decided to run this against my knowledge. I do not stand by it. You all are our best client, right? So let's talk about fixing it. You have a 2-page ad space that you've already paid for. They were going to run Blaze, right? So Lucy says, well, we can't do that. And Maxie, she's thinking about it. And Nina said, what do you want to do? Do you want to run her? I don't know if that's going to be good. And Maxie says, no, I think that would incite more anger if we run her. And Lois says, yeah, but no, have her write have her, let's use those 2 pages for her to tell her story, for her to, set the record straight. And Maxie says, no, that could do more harm than good. Especially, Nina says, there is a deadline. And for something like that, Blaze would have to take time to formulate that, because I'm sure she's not familiar with how to use Chat BTC yet, right? Because 2 seconds, they could have a great line story for her, period. Blink. So anyway, Nina says, Maxie, then you need to decide. And Lucy's looking at Maxie, Scott's looking at Maxie. Maxie, you decide. And I thought, I like this dynamic. When did Maxie become the true decision maker? She's always been the decision maker. But Lucy's always overtalked and blah, 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 because Lucy says, I know, we will run an interview that I did with the making of, just, and Maxie says, absolutely not. She says, we are not about to do that, because we all know how well you did on Home and Heart. Had the worst sales ever. And Lucy's looking at her. She says, look, we want to at least try to sell some products. So no, we won't be doing that, Lucy. So Maxie sits back and she says, I know exactly what we're going to do. We're going to use the full 2 pages. Must be the center of the magazine, right? And she's saying, black background, big, bold, white writing. No one cancels love deception. And Lucy looked at Maxie, and Nina looked at Maxie. Lucy says, I like it. I like it. And Nina says, way to go, Maxie. Like, oh, because that one statement can mean a lot to anybody, right? And it's not given a full position of deception, but it really is. It gives them a chance to regroup, right? And so Lois says, nah, I don't like it. And Lucy looks at her like, you don't have a say. And Lucy says, I love it. It's brilliant. She goes, Maxie, you're brilliant. And Maxie just looks at her like, yeah, thanks. And then Lois says, you know what? My work here is done. I can't get a Brooklyn accent. I just can't. My work here is done. That's not what she said. It's done. And so she walks out, and Lucy's looking at her like, how many times do I have to tell her? So Nina is still there. She summoned DeWitt, Adrian, to come up there. He comes, and he's thinking they're ready to just pat him on the back. He's puffed up. Nina ripped him to shreds in front of Maxie, Scott, and Lucy, because she says, look, these are our biggest clients. And what you wrote without even running it past me, I don't have to run stuff past you. You've loved my columnist prowess. No. She goes, you knew that you were writing about my ex-husband's daughter. You knew that. And he just looks. She goes, because Nina, remember, she says, oh, anything Sonny Corinthos, you better not print it, right? And he goes, well, the operative word is ex-husband. And she looked at him and she said, I still, he goes, I still don't want any animosity. He says, my reputation, she says, my reputation is on the line. He says, I figured your reputation was stellar and could handle anything. She goes, anybody that knows me knows my reputation is far from stellar. But still, So anyway, Lucy and Scott leave because Lucy tells Scott he better cancel. Oh, Nina says, you're going to tell me one thing. You're going to tell me who sent you that recording. So they're all looking at it. And he's like, a journalist never gives up that. She goes, you better tell me who, or that office that you've held less than 24 hours is gone. You're out the door. He goes, Ava Jerome. I mean, goodness. People don't even have to put screws to his fingernails. All they got to do is do a little like this. And he's squealing, right? Squealing. And so she goes, Ava Jerome. And she looks at Maxie. Maxie looks at her. Lucy looks at her. And Lucy tells Scott, oh, you will be dropping Ava as a client, or you won't be feeling any of this anytime soon. And Maxie's like, whoa, like too much info, not in my office. And Scott's like, but Lucy, I mean, it's a whole, she goes, no, oh no. And so Nina says, wait, drop Ava as a client. Why do you need to have it? Why is Ava your client? Lucy says, oh, that's because she's trying to sue Sonny for full custody of Avery. And Nina said, oh, she is, huh? And Scott says, Lucy, I told you that in confidence. She goes, nope. So she goes, so by the way, like I said, you will be dropping her as a client. And there Scott's following her out the office. But Lucy. So they're gone. So now Nina looks at DeWitt and said, you know what, Adrian, pack your bags, you're fired. He said, wait a minute. You just told me if I told you the name of the source, I wouldn't be fired. And Nina looked at him and she says, yeah. And any good journalist would never give up their source. You failed. So you're fired. And Maxie's like, wait. We got better use for him. So Maxie has the bright idea. No, keep him. This way he'll do everything you tell him to do. Keep him under your thumb. we'll be able to use him in the future. And he looked at them like, wait, use me? Because remember, he was so proud of having like this autonomy to do what he wanted. And Nina let him print what he wanted. He didn't have to answer to really Alexis or nothing. Now he's under Maxie and Nina's thumb. And Nina's like, you know what, Maxie? And she puts her armor, like around her shoulder. Say, I like that idea. I keep forgetting that Nina and Maxie are close. When they were sister-in-laws, they still consider themselves family because she is still family to James's son. I mean, to Nathan's son, James. So that was good. I would like to see DeWitt kind of squirm in the future. I really would. So let's see what else happened. When Alexis walks into Ava's room, she's standing at the door frame, and I quoted this wrong yesterday. Somebody in comment corner corrected it too. Alexis says, we need to talk. Wait, we need to have a conversation, one that won't be recorded. And Ava looked, and she played the, I don't know what you're talking about. DeWitt, she goes, oh yeah, you sent the recording to Adrian DeWitt. DeWitt, I don't know who that is. All the, I don't, what makes you think it's me? It's not me. And so finally, Alexis says, you do know that you sent a recording that you could be sued for. Nope. In New York State, only one person has to know a recording is being done. I knew. So then she goes, okay, but the content that you sent was on, she goes, yeah, Blaze doesn't have, remember we talked about, she's a public figure, so she gets a lot of scrutiny, but her mother was private. And Ava says, good luck with that. She goes, it's too bad you don't have your law license to pursue it. And Alexis says, well, gee, nobody told you? I guess you're the last to know. Oh, I got my law license back. And Ava kind of looked at her, really? Oh, really? Well, when will you be practicing law? All I got to do is get just a few of my continuing education hours in, and I'm good to go. She's like, when you going to hang up your shingle? She goes, no, I'll be working with Diane Miller in her office. She says, but I won't be taking any cases anytime soon. She goes, take your time, baby steps, Alexis. You got to ease into it. We all understand. She goes, no, because the case that I'm taking, big case. She goes, oh my goodness. She says, it's a big one. It's going to be brutal, a real bloodbath. And you want to know what it's about? So she said the same circumstance. Ava knew she was talking about her. And Ava just kind of looks at her. So she goes, Ava, you came after me. Okay. You got me. But you hurt my daughter. That I won't stand for. So she goes, it's time for you to leave. And Alexis goes, oh, you're right. It is time for me to leave. And I'll be leaving right now. But by the way, where's Avery? And Alexis looked at her. She'll be here in a little while. Ooh, you might not want to bring that egg into this basket. And Alexis looked at her like, Ava looked at Alexis like, what are you talking about? She goes, look around, Ava. You have no friends. You really have like no protection. I don't know that you would really want to bring your daughter in this situation because you've created a lot of enemies. May want to think about that. And Ava's just looking at her kind of like, wait, what is she? Huh? Oh, because remember the whole reason how she had to go stay with Sonny. Ooh, somebody's been in here. Ooh, somebody left this, Okay. Yeah. So Alexis leaves. Now, we spent a lot of time with Natalia talking to Sunny. She goes, I didn't know that Ava was recording me because I would not want my daughter to know. And Sunny said that you're a bigot. She goes, it's how I really feel. So Sunny sits her down and he goes, look, I understand what it's like for a child to see who we really are. And he was talking about Christina seeing him beat Dex. Natalia still don't know, right? Christina seeing him beat Dex. He goes, because the look on our child's face, I understand the disappointment, and she goes, yeah. She goes, look, Sonny, I know you're open about it. We've talked about this. I'm not there yet. I'm not. She says, those thoughts were my own private thoughts about it. Allie doesn't truly, she didn't know about it in those terms. And I'm thinking, yeah, about how fickle she is and how, yeah, she shouldn't know all your little, your biased, bigoted comments were, right? So she says, and the look on my little girl's face. And Sunny said, I could relate. She says, I just don't know. And so Alexis comes in and Natalia looks at Alexis and she looks at her. She walks over to her. She goes, Miss Davis. And I forget what Alexis says. Oh, something about I never meant to hurt your daughter. She said something like that. And Alexis looked at her and then she goes, I'm something about, but there's nothing I can do. I forget what she says. If I could do something, I would, something along that manner. And Alexis looked at her. She goes, you can. You could broaden your bigoted mind, right? And Sunny goes, Alexis, she's my guest. And Alexis turns and she looks at Sunny. Now, she didn't even have time to say, you know what, Sunny, I left our daughter. She was in tears because of what this woman said, and it got out. And you sitting here, because she goes, I'm rather surprised. Alexis did say, I'm surprised to see you two here like this, because she knows how volatile Sunny is. And so Sunny says, look, Natalia said it, but it would no, he may not have said that then. Natalia, when she goes, Ava says, I need to speak to Sunny. And he goes, like I said, she's my guest. He goes, so Alexis says, I can come back later. I'll come back later. And so Natalia says, no, I'm gonna leave. And so Alexis just looks at her and Natalia leaves. And then Alexis looks at Sunny and Alexis says, I'm here to let you know who did this to our daughter. And so, one of the things Natalia said when Alexis told her she could broaden her bigoted mind, Natalia stood up and looked at her. She goes, I can't help how I feel. And Alexis just looked at her and she walked by. She's still owning that. I guess that's the one look. You don't have to wonder who or what she is. She's still wearing it, right? She goes, I just never meant to hurt your daughter. Because Sunny told her about it. Yeah, oh yeah, this hurt my daughter. That the community for the center, they don't even want her involved in a program she started from the ground up. Her idea. And Natalia's like, I'm so sorry. This should never have come out. So she's like, I don't know why Ava would want to hurt. Why would she want to record that and then hurt me? And Sunny said, because she's after me. You and your daughter were just collateral damage. So anyway, Alexis, now that she's alone with Sunny, she says, it's Ava Jerome that did this. And Sunny said, I know. And she looked at him and she goes, okay, since you know, so what are we gonna do about it? And then she tells Sonny, oh, I'm going to be suing Ava. Oh, and I'm going to put the screws to her. And Sonny said, you do what you do, but I'm going to handle Ava Jerome. She's not going to lay eyes on Avery ever again. And I'm thinking, yes, she will, Sonny. You said that how many times, right? How many times have you said Ava would never lay eyes on Avery again? And she's, whatever, Sonny. This is just going to be a bloodbath in court. Really, it is. So now the two minor conversations, Sasha comes over and gives words of encouragement to Blaze and Christina because the paparazzi is just, all at the entrance of Christina's building, but the guard is keeping them out. And because remember, the press has villainized. So, I mean, Sasha went through some things and she just told them, look, stay off the internet, especially for now. Stay out of large crowds for now. She says, and I'm going to tell you one thing. You may think that this will never pass. She looked at them. She goes, it'll pass. Give it some time. It'll pass. So that was really nice. And then Nina shows up at Christina's place and she apologizes for what happened. She says, I had no idea, but that is my publication and it is my responsibility. I never would have anything go out to hurt you, Christina, or you, Blaze, right? I my sincerest apologies. And so Christina's like, who sent that recording? Nina looks at Christina, says, Ava Jerome. Ava's name is getting out just in every single avenue, right? Every avenue. And then the other last conversation that I fast forwarded through the whole thing, Carly explained to Jocelyn what the FBI has on her and how Jason, that's how he lost how many years, 2.5 years of his life for her, blah, 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 blah. So, but Jocelyn's like, don't you turn yourself in, oh no. So Carly is Carly. Carly is Carly. All right, everybody, that is it. I don't know if there's going to be a General Hospital airing tomorrow on the 4th of July. Y'all be safe out there. Be careful with them fireworks and the festivities. You all have a very happy day. All right, look, everybody, we are so close to the 4th of July. I forgot comment corner. Oh my goodness, I'd already come on over and, cracked open my brewski here. And I was like, whoa, I forgot comment corner. I got to read at least some of these comments. So let me pull it right on up, even though I'm not seeing my, where is my comment corner? It should be here some. There it is. All right. So here we go. We have Medora says Maxie should be CEO. Tracy should have been there to see Maxie in action. Angie says Maxie, Lucy, Brooklyn, and Tracy should beg Sasha to come back as face of deception. I don't like Natalia, Blaze, and Christina. I love bad girl Ava, but look, bad girl Alexis is back. I hope she wins full custody of Avery in court. She reminds Sonny that she is Ava Jerome and don't mess with Ava. Okay. P. Merle says to Angie, she better not mess with Diane and Alexis. She wasn't all that when her scandalous behind was being blackmailed and terrorized. I know. Was she? She better know her few friends or who her true friends are. Ava don't have no friends. Carlos says on one of the comments that you read, I'll just want to say when I was growing up in a Latino home, I called my mother mommy, not mommy. Was it mammy? Not mommy. The bullies in the neighborhood would make fun of me That is what Latino kids call their mothers. I need to make that clear. It's not an age thing, a cultural thing. Oh, I know when somebody said how old Blaze is, still saying mommy. And you're saying it's a different kind of slang to mommy. Okay, thank you, Carlos. Carlos says, if it's not clear when you do say mommy, it sounds like mommy. Yeah, it does. You know, you're right. Thank you for that. Richard says, another great review, daily recap lady. Ava's definitely racking up a few enemies around town. I am says, trying to understand yesterday's comments regarding Jordan and Drew's flirting. What is wrong with Jordan playing the field and interracial dating? She is single. We know Drew is going to creep with Nina, but the assistant mayor would look good politically on his arm. Richard says facts. DB says, I get a sense that Blaze may not be all in with Christina. She seems very fickle, like if the right guy came along. Eva is also orange. I get distracted when she's on screen. Okay. No, I don't get the fact that, or the opinion that Blaze is bisexual. I don't get that vibe at all. That if the right guy came in, I don't see that. And Eva, they do tend to me. They do have a lot of browning makeup on her because I don't know. She's not that dark, but maybe she's been swimming a lot. One thing she did say though on State of Mind with Maurice is that she's over the last few months, she's had some real medical issues. So perhaps the coloring there, I don't know, but I have noticed how dark she looks. And then Stephanie says more brown than orange, in my opinion. In my opinion, too, it's brown. It's not orange. I am says, I'm thinking the pharmacist increased his dose, but will tamper with it again. Valentine said one more push and Sonny would be out of the way. You know, one thing Scott did say to Ava, that Sonny needs to shoot somebody and it's filmed, commit murder on camera, or he needs to have a nervous breakdown in public in front of a lot of people. And Ava just looked at him. See, she's going to try to put what? She's just digging herself deeper. She's going to be in a cell next to Nicholas. I am says Natalia's arrogance and self-righteousness is going to cost her. I am says Alexis says, we have to talk unrecorded. You are right. I am. You're right. I had that wrong yesterday, but I got it right today. I am says Blaze is the ultimate face of deception. True. They can spin the story by saying she planned to come out after the birth of the baby so as not to put unnecessary stress on Christina and the baby. Although her coming out wouldn't put stress on Christina and the baby, only stress on her. The story is actually global. Ava overplayed her hand. Ava read the ugliness and threats online. Her level of hate and jealousy is violent. Denzel says, I'm so glad that Natalia's recording came out. I may not condone women and women love or man and man love, but love who you love, period. Okay, I'm happy Blaze went off on her mother. She should have fired her too. Glad that Maxie finally bossed up. But I definitely felt for Blaze. Love the scenes between Blaze and Christina, that they are staying together. At this point, deception needs to go out of business. I got a feeling that Maxie and Lucy will get rid of her, in my opinion, for the statement. No, see, we found out today how they're going to go. Glad Ava got exposed for the recording of Natalia said about the LGBTQ community. Her daughter Blaze and Christina. I was laughing. Can't wait till Alexis goes off on Ava, including Sonny too. Well, Alexis, I know Sonny's gonna be good, but he's got to watch his temper. Should Sonny still Wait, but Sonny still got to be careful about what Diane told him about Ava and their daughter. Great review, daily recap lady. I know. Ava is going to come up to Sonny in public, in a public place, and get him to go off on her. And she's going to be having somebody there recording it, 100%. P. Merle says Alexis is back. I understand that. Dacia says Alexis is a Cassadine. She just didn't use that name. Ron says, wait till Sonny finds out who's behind this. Ava will have no way out of it except to run. And Wendy says, Sonny's gonna be on a mission. Ava knocked Nicholas on the head and thought he was dead because he just spoke up to her about, he just spoke about her losing visitation of Avery. Ava is unwell. And then Lisa says to Ron, Ava better run now. How does she think that nobody will figure out whether that she gave the recording to DeWitt is beyond me. I don't know. She wasn't thinking that straight. She was not the only one in the room. Natalia knows that Ava gave the reporter the recording. Sonny will be pissed off at Ava, and he is pissed off at Ava. And I am says he knows Natalia told him. Yep, Natalia did tell him. One more comment from DL. I don't understand Ava's thinking she was getting away with this. Wendy says she failed to remember the hotel cameras. She's already caught. I know them cameras are going to show DeWitt. All right, everybody, that's it for Comment Corner. Let's see if I'll be back if there's a new episode tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see you Friday for General Hospital.